And they're telling them now that if they can block the east or west side shoulders of the roadway, that then he'll have no place to go. But of course, they're also concerned about the safety of the public. Run into traffic underneath the overpass here, coming out on the other side.
And just to be clear, these guys, this started at that jewelry store in Coral Gables, and these guys were in a van that they ditched and ran and ended up getting in this UPS truck. So who's to say if they do get blocked in, they won't run again? And now we're talking about some people running across I-75. That's dangerous for all involved.
Of course, now they've got several.
You can see right here, it's getting kind of dicey into the breakdown lane. Again, northbound I-75, just past the Miramar Parkway exit here. They are on the shoulder of the road. There is an entrance ramp that comes up right here. You can see other vehicles are paralleling this activity here. A lot of Miami-Dade police cruisers there behind it. A couple of unmarked SUVs also. We understand there could be up to three or four people involved that are in this UPS truck here as it swerves between traffic and gets around for the time being. Right there, we're just past the Pembroke Pines exit here. I think it's right in the neighborhood here. Yeah, there you can see the sign right there. But again, being followed by all of these police cruisers after a robbery attempt that occurred in Coral Gables for folks just tuning in off of Lejeune Road and in the area of Miracle Mile. The Regent Jewelers, there were shots fired there at that location. We could see the bullet casings in the alley behind that jewelry store. There was a description of a vehicle that fled from the area. Originally, we thought it was a U-Haul vehicle, and maybe it may have been. Got all the traffic stopped about a half a mile up. The police departments in the area have blocked the entire highway. So this is running out of real estate real soon here. So we're just going to...
You mentioned a couple of moments ago that you were hearing that there had been some, as this was happening there on the turnpike, shots were being fired from that vehicle. Is that still ongoing, or did that subside after that quick outburst a few miles south of here?
I'm sorry. I had to take information down, Craig. So I'm just gonna freewheel it here a little bit and tell you that all the traffic we're hearing, all the traffic up ahead, has been brought to a complete stop right here. Let me just bring the camera out far enough so that you can see what we're looking at here. There you go. See it? Now there's no more traffic. And so what they're doing now is they're isolating the situation here. They've got the road closed so that if they have to use
like this.
It looks like it's getting a little more aggressive now with the police officers.
You see them pull away there because there are more shots being fired.
That was the question.
Okay, well, that's why they want to back up the traffic to keep the random people just on the road, obviously not keep them out of danger.
That's it.
Makes sense. And Ralph, you had mentioned earlier that there was
Pines Boulevard here.
Oh boy, and this could get
going eastbound on the Pines Boulevard exit here.
And again, on Pines Boulevard, more cars, more possible danger for just people that happen to be headed home after work.
More. Somebody's shooting out the door, they're saying, of the vehicle here. We'll zoom in and see if we can see.
Okay.
Yeah.
And Pines Boulevard might have more traffic.
Of course.
And this person that's driving the truck may end up boxing themselves in if it's too busy on Pines Boulevard. Ralph, earlier you had mentioned that there was a victim, that somebody may have been shot over at the original scene at the jewelry store. Do you know anything about that?
Again, witnesses were indicating that they believe someone had been shot over in that area there. We hadn't been able to have the time to get that confirmed at this point.
Well, and now it's getting...
Avenue is the intersection that they're coming up to eastbound here on Pines.
And this is potentially dangerous because this is an area they have not been able to secure the way they were able to 75 there. So this guy's just plowing through traffic.
I got a little bit more light here for the camera. Hang on a second here.
Yeah, we can see you zooming in closer.
They're advising the police units not to get any closer. You can see right there. They turn underneath us, Joe. Okay.
Well, it looks like the driver is wearing a white shirt. So usually the UPS drivers wear the brown uniform. So maybe it appears that perhaps they commandeered the truck, threw the guy, to the back, and that UPS driver might still be in that truck. And one of the alleged robbers is the one driving, but who knows at this point.
And if you can give us a fix of where we are here, Ralph?
It's going to dead end at Century Village. This is where this dead ends. This roadway dead ends, according to the police officers up here.
Oh, boy.
He's going to have to go east or west here as he goes through the guard gate.
Oh, right through the barricade.
Police officers, yeah.
Right through the barricade. And this is, now they've entered Century Village? Uh-oh. Could this be?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you see the
driver.
You see him there sitting down in the front seat.
There,
yeah. Okay, so they've got him as a hostage.
All right, as the picture kind of breaks
up
up occasionally when we move the chopper around. This is an incident that we believe began with an attempted robbery of a jewelry store in the Gables. The attempted robbers went on to commandeer this UPS truck. The driver's still in it, and they have been on the run ever since. Now they have entered what looks to be Century Village as police in a slow pursuit obviously track them by ground and by air as they try to bring this to a peaceful resolution. But these guys are showing no sign of wanting to stop at this point.
And they're armed. They've fired a few shots. We're on, Ralph. We hear you. The people inside are armed. They fired some random shots while they were on the highway during the chase. So they've obviously proving themselves to be armed and dangerous, and they've got the UPS driver in there as a hostage. So we're all watching this unfold live.
We're hearing that looks like they're running out of real estate here. That's what they're in. The police department says that the guys are running out of real estate. They're going to be running into Pembroke Road, but there may not be an entrance to the roadway on this service road here. So we'll see what happens here.
And they may not know that area.
That was my point.
In which case, they're going to be out of real estate and out of ideas.
The robbers are obviously not from this area because they may end up dead-ending themselves. So we'll see. Is this? Oh, and are they in the actual Century Village complex, Ralph? Oh, it looks like going around. On a grass, on a curb.
Yeah, off the curb. This is coming up on Pembroke and Flamingo, and they're going to go right underneath us again, Joe. Yeah, on Pembroke now, going westbound on Pembroke. So they've doubled back now and are headed back westbound.
And clearly they are driving, maybe it's hard for us to tell, but people are just getting right out of their way, which means that they're driving pretty aggressively because just vehicles on the road, they pull up behind them and they just move.
You can't see it. You can't see it from here. There are so many police officers a little farther back that anybody looking in their rearview mirror is going to be seeing all this. Plus, we've got the police helicopter up ahead. And we're just continuing to follow now. And of course, they located this UPS. I don't know if we passed this information along, but all the UPS trucks have trackers in them, and that's how they were able to find out where this thing was in the first place. Once it was determined that it was involved, they just used the tracker information from it's either OnStar or one of those subscriber services that provides the information, GPS information.
Did you give us a sense, Ralph? You may have, and I apologize, but did you give us a sense once these guys decided to take off from the area of the jewelry store in the Gables, where did they commandeer the UPS truck? Was that in the Gables also?
Right.
You know?
We got an intersection is blocked up ahead, I'm being told, and he's going to have to go into oncoming traffic to get around. Right here, we got the police officer blocking the intersection to allow him to come through here. And he's going to be going southbound on 142 Avenue here.
All right, looks like he's slowing down, or maybe not.
Well, and like I said, a truck that's like you got to slow down at the corner.
Yeah, you'll tip over.
Yeah.
Especially if you've never.
He went off the road and hit those curbs a couple of times, and those curbs can cut into tires, and if a tire goes flat, then this thing comes to a pretty quick end. So that's what I guess maybe everybody's hoping for, is that it comes to a quick, safe end.
Which is often the case. Hard to see. I mean, you've got a better eye than we in this situation if the tires there appear to be intact at this point still.
Yeah, that does appear to be the case. We're losing sunlight here very quickly, and it's going to get a little bit more dicey because the evening traffic and people out and about and doing their holiday shopping, all the kinds of activities that happen this time of year. We'll just hope everybody just avoids the area right here for right now.
Is he going in the opposite direction?
Fine.
It looks like he's
No, he's in the correct lane of traffic.
Okay, because I could have sworn I saw left turn arrows going the other way. Okay, he's going the right way now. He is going the right way now. And the road is pretty clear. And just tell us again, Ralph, he's made so many turns. What area of town we're in? Still Pembroke Pines?
I believe this is 142. Yeah, 142 Avenue coming up on Miramar Parkway would be the next intersection that he's going to run into here.
which Miramar Parkway is usually pretty busy.
Yeah.
Is it not?
Up there blocking the roadway. Here you see this is going off the road, hitting the curb there. That'll tear up the bottom of the truck and maybe slow it down a little bit.
Might be scraping the bottom of the truck as he goes over that curb.
Westbound on Miramar Parkway. Yeah, and he has the opportunity, they're indicating he has the opportunity to get back on the I-75 if he wanted to up there. But you can see there's a police, kind of a police escort at this point. Just keep making sure everybody else stays out of harm's way here. Now he's going to make a U-turn coming back at us.
And going back. This is Miramar Parkway the other way now, right?
Yeah, coming back the other way.
Well, imagine being on the road and seeing all this. You're probably like, what is going on? And a couple of the unmarked there also making U-turns.
And again, for people who might have just dipped into this and are thinking, well, I mean, how hard can it be to stop a big boxy truck like that? But as Ralph has told us, in the course of this, they have fired shots from that UPS truck. And once that started to happen, obviously, the command was given that everybody needed to hang back a little bit, because if we know shots were fired in the exchange of that attempted robbery in the Gables. Now we believe these attempted robbers are in this truck. We know they're using the weapons, so in that situation, you might be ready to, you know, pull off some maneuver to stop the vehicle, but once the shots are fired, then you got to change your approach.
Back up a little, because you might endanger some possible, you know, some innocent bystanders possibly. So they're doing their best to stay with the truck, but also protect the innocent people that may be just on their way home from work or on their way to work and on the roadway.
And if the picture's looking a little grainier to you now, that's because it's dark out, or it's getting dark, and Ralph is manipulating his camera to give us artificial daylight. But as it gets darker, this image is going to get a little grainier, a little harder to decipher, because it is starting to get dark out there.
There are quite a few both marked and unmarked police vehicles now behind this UPS truck. When this started, I believe there were 2 marked and like 2 unmarked cars, and now we've got at least a dozen vehicles behind the truck.
You've got a half a mile long. You have a half a long mile caravan. I don't want to pan off of the truck here, but I can look at. I'm looking out my window, and as far back as I can see, there are police cars following.
It goes back for a while
from all different agencies here. What'd you say, Joe? What's the next one?
They have to consider the people that are in traffic just randomly, and they have to consider obviously the safety of that UPS driver that is now a hostage inside his own truck with these 2 armed jewelry suspects that commandeered the truck and took off in it.
Yeah. They're coming up to Flamingo here, and it looked like he was going to go south, but he's cutting around traffic here, and he's continuing on through.
And that car there had to stop because he just looks like he just ran a light.
All right.
Not one accident so far, which is
something. He just threw something out, Ralph. Did you notice that?
Yeah. It is. We haven't heard anything other than the fact that they were trying to cordon off that area there up on I-75. That's when the shots were fired, and the 2 SUVs, the 2 black SUVs undercover, they backed off. At that point, they were actually going to try to box this thing in and bring it to a halt. But when they heard the shots being fired, as we indicated earlier, for everybody's the safety of everybody involved, you want to have. You know, that you don't want to have that occurring in an area that's inhabited or in an area that has other civilian vehicles or anybody else around. So what they're looking for, I'm sure, as we bring the camera back up. I'm being told that's up ahead again. We're going to run into a roadblock. It looks like there might not be any way through, so he may be running off the roadway. And so here we go. Let's see what happens here. We're going a little bit tighter.
That unmarked just sort of got in front of him, but the guy just keeps making U-turns, going in against traffic, blowing through red lights, and a string of police cars behind him.
I thought I saw a couple minutes ago somebody in the passenger side toss out something. Looked like a bag or something or other. Gosh knows what might have been in it, but
well, something was tossed. I'm sure one of those officers stopped to pick it up.
And that's often
possible evidence or whatnot.
History shows that's often indicative of this might be coming to an end soon, so let me throw out whatever I have I shouldn't have. But for all the good that does. But
good try.
Yeah.
Right. Okay, we're running into that same situation we had a little earlier. We've got the Flamingo Road is the direction of travel that he's headed up to now, and the driver's going to run into slow traffic and stop traffic here. You can see police officers parked in the median that were coming in the other direction.
Okay,
here.
It looks
going straight
possibly
through.
Like this could be the end of it now, because they are blocked.
Well,
but again, the people in front of them hear sirens in the background. They're in front of him, and then they pull out because, all right, looks like they're
he's
running.
Getting out of the seat there.
Looks
getting out
like
of the driver's seat. We have police officers on the ground here. We have police officers with weapons drawn.
We have the UPS driver still in that truck.
There are shots being fired. We can hear the shots being fired. You can see the gunfire there coming.
And traffic.
Number of shots being fired. We're going to go around to the other side, Joe. Nice and easy.
This is an exchange of gunfire that's taking place. We've got an innocent UPS driver inside that truck and innocent people in their vehicles on the road. This situation, if you're just tuning in live,